Hello! Welcome back to the channel. I am going to be reading some queer books in today's video, and I'm really excited to share that with you. So I don't know what else to say. I'm excited for you to watch, so let's just get right into it. Excuse the dishes being done in the background and the AC. There's probably a lot of noise. It's fine. We're just gonna get through this real quick. I am going to be starting this book, The Membranes, by Wei. I thought it was Wei, but it's just spelled weirdly with the pinyin that's not really pinyin. Anyway, I looked it up and it's Wei. So anyways, that's the author. He's a queer Taiwanese man, and he wrote this, apparently it's a queer cyberpunk novel. It's really more of a novella. I don't even think it's 200 pages. Also, can't forget to mention the translator. Oh my gosh, it was translated by Ari Larissa Heinrich. Okay, that's very important. It's very important to remember to mention who translated a work if it's not in the original language, okay? Because the translator put in the work for sure. Anyways, sci-fi slash whatever is not usually my genre of choice, but I've heard really good things about it. So anyways, I'm excited to get into it and see what it's all about. Good morning. I am actually genuinely running late for work. Like, I need to leave 2 minutes ago, but I'm starting the next book. It's You're the Problem, It's You by Emma R. Alban. The second book in the Mischief and Matchmaking series. It's just an interconnected romance, like Regency romance, and they're both gay. So yeah, it's the second book to the one that I read in the Sapphic Romances reading vlog that I did last year. And also, new update is that I printed out a piece of paper for the back of my Kindle. I don't know how well you can see it. I just like washi tape sticked these on. They're not like actually stickered on because I want to reuse them, but it's just like a cute little like strawberry theme. I found it on Pinterest and I was like, this is perfect for the summer. And the good thing is, all I have to do to switch it is just print out a new piece of paper and cut it to size. It's like about 5 by 7, and then you can just essentially trim off the sides and just stick it in. So I'm really, really pleased with that, and it's fun. So I can switch it up for the different moods of the year. So anyways, I have to leave for work now. I'm gonna be reading this book throughout the day on my breaks, on my commute, and then I actually have a meeting at a local pub, I guess, a bar for a local book club that I just joined, and we're discussing a cool book. And I'm excited. It's a historical fiction and I just finished it yesterday. Spent like the entire morning reading it because I'd only finished half of it. So I read half of it in one day. So anyways, I have to leave right now, and I'll see you guys later, give you an update when I'm a little bit into this book. Hi guys. Okay, I have made it 30% of the way into You're the Problem, It's You. I was reading it all day, like on my way to work, on my way home from work, and a little bit after I got back because I was super tired and drained. I had a really good time at the book club meeting. It was really nice to like talk to people in person about books, especially a book that we had all read. I haven't ever done an in-person book club before, so this was really exciting, and it's like in my community. I found them through the Buy Nothing group, and it was really sweet. And also, like, everyone had gotten the book from the library, so it was very much like me amongst peers. We were all like, yeah, we got it off Libby and blah blah blah, and I was like, these are my people! All of the Buy Nothing people in the community. I was so happy. Anyways, reading this one, I really hope to be done with this the next day or two. 30% of the way through. It's pretty cute. Something about these books, I don't know what it is. There's just so many names, and like she just drops so many names that I'm almost like, hello? But other than that, it's like a fun time. It's really cute. The main characters are both kind of pissing me off right now. But anyways, I'm having a good time. So I will update you again once I've gotten a bit more through the book. I'm having a good time. I love reading gay books. Yay. Happy Pride Month. we created a bed on the floor in the living room because it is like 100 degrees today. It is 37 Celsius. Hot as hell, for sure. And yes, I'm wearing this dress again because it's hot and it's flowy and it's nice, and I need to get or make more. I want to make a sundress. Like, I want to sew a sundress, but I need to learn how to sew. That's a whole other video. That's beside the point. Also, the elephant in the room, I don't know if I've discussed this or not, but my optometrist gave me reading glasses the last time that I went because I was like, yeah, I read a lot, and am I farsighted or am I nearsighted? I think I'm nearsighted, so I can see close, but I have an astigmatism. So the reading glasses just help me. She's like, it'll just help you read a little bit better. So I just wear these when I'm just reading or like just crocheting or something. But anyways, these are my new glasses. I am about 70% in to You're the Problem, It's You. I was just in our car because I had to wait out the alternate side parking because in New York, it's just this whole thing. Like, if you're parked on a certain side of the street and they're doing a street cleaning that day from like 11 to 12:30, they can fine you $65 for not being in your car or having it parked on the side of the road or whatever that's being cleaned. So anyways, I was just sitting in the car, obviously with the AC on because it's 100 fucking degrees out. But anyways, I'm really enjoying the book and I don't feel like doing anything at all today, even though I have a handful of things that I actually do need to do. I do have to finish this book, like, if I want to get this video up when I want to get it up, which I genuinely don't think is going to happen at this point, but it's fine. I wanted to read one more gay book, but it's already Tuesday and I wanted this video to go up on Friday, and the book that I wanted to read is Sunburn by Chloe Michelle Howarth, and that's the kind of book that I really want to like spend some time reading. Like, it's the book club book for my Discord server this month, and like I want to spend the time reading it and I want to like not be freaking out about it. I really want to get to that book, but I also don't want to rush it because I feel like I'm really gonna like it, so I want to like be in the right headspace before I read it, you know what I mean? So I don't know, guys. I don't know what to do. I'm just laying here on this mattress on the floor because it's so hot and we only have one AC in our apartment right now set up. So anyways, I'm enjoying this book a lot. I'm probably gonna shirk my responsibilities and just be reading it for the rest of the day, even though I have to also finish crocheting my younger sibling's birthday present. And I've got about an hour or two left of that to do, plus like a little amigurumi thing that might take like an hour. I don't know. I got a lot of things to do. I might do that tomorrow though, and just spend this hot, miserable day reading. And I do have to go to the grocery store later, but you don't need my whole to-do list. I'm just gonna keep reading on this little pallet on the floor. Flip is just lying over there on the cold hardwood, and I'm just trying to not die of heat exhaustion. The AC is doing the best it can. It's warm in here, but it's not like overly warm. It's working real hard over time, honestly. Nothing a cool shower can't fix though. So while I am wasting away in this heat wave, I'm just gonna continue to enjoy this cute little gay Regency romance. I think I'm having the same issues that I was having with the other book, the first one in this little duology. The writing is just a little bit clunky to me. I don't know what it is. I think part of it is because it's so like modern romance coded and in third person perspective, and I don't mind third person perspective, so don't go and put that on me because that's not what I'm saying here. The only thing I'm saying is because it's so like modern romancy and like there are so many characters involved, we have like a cast of 5 at least, if not 6 or 7 or 8 that we are like constantly interacting with, and like the amount of times where it's like, well, then Bobby did this because James and this and that, and then Gwen did Beth and And then Bobby looked over at James, and James did this, and James blah blah blah. Like, the amount of names that are used constantly almost gives me a fucking headache. People are just constantly doing things. We're not really like sitting in our surroundings for any moment. It's all constantly just like talking about this like group dynamic, which is fine. I don't mind that. I love a found family. I love a cute little vibe. I feel like for a book like this, there's a reason why they usually are in first person perspective, because otherwise it just gets a little bit like hard to read. That's all I'm saying, is like in these very modern romances, like the cartoon cover romances, you know what I'm talking about? First person perspective just does it better because it's less jumbly. And I think that's the issue that these books have for me personally. So much so that I'm even considering changing my rating for the first one, because what do I do if not change my ratings constantly, especially when time has passed and I think about it a little bit more. Anyways, I'm gonna charge this because the battery is rapidly declining because it's overheating, I think. And I'm just gonna keep reading until the book ends, probably. Let's just lock in and read for the next like hour or two. Let's get into the reading. Sorry, not sorry for all the AC noises in the background of all these clips that I've been doing recently, but it's a heat wave. What am I supposed to do? Die? Anyways. So the thing about gay Regency romance is like there's really only 1 to 2 options of how things are gonna end up. And I saw this coming from 17 miles away. The ending to this, and also the ending to the first one. And it's like, okay, I get it. Like, this is really the only option that we have. But at the same time, why did you have to put us through all this aggressive turmoil to get there? Like, some of the miscommunication, or like, I'm sad because you're making this choice because society is this way sort of thing. I don't know. Like, I understand that things hurt and it's hard, but at the same time, if people find out about you, you will be thrown in jail. Like, literally, you will be thrown in jail. So, like, can you blame them for making a rash decision in a 1 split-second moment? You know what I mean? So, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Yeah, this book has been cute and fun, but at the same time, it has been annoying me a little bit. I can't lie. But also the like constant miscommunication and I have no self-esteem thing. Those are 2 things that don't really work that great for me in terms of a romance novel and me like actually actively liking it. Like, I understand not having a high self-esteem and like running away from people that want to try to get close to you. I understand that, but it's hard to read about. Like, I can't lie. It doesn't mean that it's not valid, but it doesn't mean that I also have to enjoy reading about it. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes me sound mean or callous, but like, I have traumas too, and reading about this kind of stuff is hard for me. So I generally don't end up liking a romance novel that has those kinds of elements in it. So sue me, I guess. Sorry. I'm definitely gonna finish this book by the end of the day. I have like 80 pages left, so I'm just gonna keep reading, and I'll let you know my final thoughts at the end. I look so crazy right now. Why do I look like someone's deranged auntie at the moment? Anyways, I'll check back in with you when I'm done with this book. Good morning. Hi. It's still June. It's still Pride Month. I finished You're the Problem, It's You last night, and it was cute. It was fine. It was like literally just fine. I don't really know exactly 100% what I want to rate it. My gut is telling me 3.5, 3.75. It like was interesting enough to keep me going, and like the dynamic is cute and whatever. But like, it's not a revolutionary book, which is fine because romance doesn't always have to be. So yeah, it did what it needed to do. It was a really cute little story about just a gaggle of gays in the late 1800s. So anyways, I think, yeah, maybe 3.5. I'll give it a 3.5, and I think, unfortunately, I'm gonna retroactively change the first book's rating to like a 3.75. I thought it was cute and I enjoyed it, but like thinking back to other books that I've rated 4 stars, it just wasn't as good as those books, you know what I mean? Just in terms of like the construction of it and like maybe the writing style a little bit. I don't know. I feel really cute right now because I actually put a tiny bit of effort into my wavy hair today, which almost never happens. So yeah. Anyways, I've decided to start Sunburn. Okay, the only thing that I've heard about this book, and don't crucify me, also I'm matching with it. I know you can't see the color on here because it's black and white, but it's an orange cover. The only thing I've heard about this book is that it gives off similar vibes to Call Me By Your Name, in so far as it is just like set in the 80s-ish with gay people in Europe. This is 2 lesbians in Ireland in the 80s/90s though, so that's a little bit different. And Call Me By Your Name is, actually, Elio is bisexual. The main character is bisexual, so I love that because you don't really see that many bisexual main characters. I know there's like a little bit of an age gap in that book because Elio, the main character, is like 17 and Oliver is 24, I think. But let's be so honest, isn't that the point? That it's kind of like a bit of a just for the summer romance and it's not supposed to be perfect, and like this was just his experience of like falling in love with a man and realizing that he could, you know? I don't know. I think people have really, really, really strong feelings about Call Me By Your Name, but I personally think the writing in that book is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm willing to look past the fact that the age gap is like a little odd. Obviously there are 1 or 2 things in that book that are kind of a little gross or weird. If you know, then you know. But I don't know, I think it was really artistic and beautiful, and I read that book when I was in high school, kind of coming to terms with my sexuality as well, and like having a bisexual main character was really validating for me. And also, I think I was in Italy when I read it, so I was just like honestly peaking at that moment. I have never read a book that so viscerally explains what it feels like to have an infatuation or like a really big crush, like borderline obsession on someone when you're like younger. Like I was reading that book and I was like completely transported back to like my first love experience, and I was like, wow, this is really accurate. This is really real. So I mean, whatever, this isn't a reading vlog talking about Call Me By Your Name, but I just wanted to like put my thoughts out there because I feel like it's a bit of a hot topic in, you know, the book community. People have varying feelings about it. I really liked that book personally, and it is a bit more like no plot, just vibes, but it also kind of feels like his diary. I don't know, I really like it. I gave it 5 stars. So I'm really excited to read Sunburn. I want to enjoy this book, so I'm not going to be rushing through it. If this vlog comes out a week later than I wanted it to, so be it. I want to enjoy this book and give it the proper attention that it deserves, and I'm really excited to read it. Like, I don't want to go in with super high expectations, but I think it's going to be a 5-star read for me. Like, I really hope that it gives me that same feeling and vibe that Call Me By Your Name did so long ago, because I just really loved that book a lot. It was very important to me at the age that I read it, and I think it struck me a lot when I read it. I haven't reread it since. I probably will eventually, but yeah. Anyways, I will be starting Sunburn by Chloe Michelle Howarth. Literally the only thing I know about this book is the fact that it is 2 women in Ireland, and the first page says that it starts in June of 1989. So I don't know if it's in Northern Ireland though, so if that's the case, then there's definitely also going to be the political undertones and backdrops of this, I think, if I'm getting my timing correct, of like the British occupation of Northern Ireland in like the 90s-ish, the early 90s. Yeah, I'm really excited about this book. I think I'm gonna like it a lot. The thing is, for me, about books that are like no plot, just vibes, if it's written really, really well and it's like super introspective and it's really just like a meditation on life, love, relationships, for some reason that really strikes me a lot. I'm so down for that. I think it's because I studied philosophy in college and I just really love things that are kind of like think piecey a little bit. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the kind of thing where it's like, and then she walked up to the door and turned the handle and walked in and clinked her keys into the bowl and walked down the dark hallway. And I don't care about the basic boring blah 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 of it all, but if it's like, feels like a diary entry, like a beautiful flowery in someone's mind, like you're thinking about relationships and life and you're pontificating about that kind of stuff, I'll take no plot, just vibes all day if it's that. So it really depends. Some people find these books incredibly boring. I find them so powerful, personally. So I'm absolutely buzzing to read this book. So I'll let you know how I feel about it after I get a little bit in. It's quite short. I think it's like 280 or 290 pages or something. So yeah, I'll let you know how I feel once I've gotten started. I totally forgot to talk about the membranes as this video was going on. So I'm just gonna talk about the membranes and sunburn right now and do like a full roundup of all of my thoughts, if that's okay. Alright, so I feel like I've pretty much said all there is to say about You're the Problem, It's You. I'm gonna end up giving that a rating of 3.5 because, again, it did what it needed to do. It was a fun time, whatever, but not something that I'll particularly be thinking about again, if I'm being totally honest. So yeah, 3.5 for that. Fortunately, the other two books in this reading vlog were really, really good. When it comes to literary fiction, queer literary fiction is usually my favorite kind. Something about it just like stabs me right in the heart, and also is just so raw and real and honest and incredible in so many ways. Sometimes like straight literary fiction is a little bit boring to me personally, or can be quite bland. The Membranes and Sunburn are both going to be a 5-star for me, honestly. The Membranes was one of the most interesting books I've ever read. I thought it was such a cool story. I loved the dystopian aspects of it. I loved the way that it was set in the future, and you got little glimpses of the world that Momo was living in while also being so like in her head. I don't know. It was just so I don't know how to describe it. It's so interesting, and as a total philosophy nerd, I feel like it was right up my alley with like just the concepts and thoughts and plot that it was kind of talking about. I thought that the way that she thought about the world was so interesting, and I just really loved it. The character of Momo also reminded me a lot of my younger sibling, and I gifted a copy of it to my younger sibling for their birthday a few weeks ago, and they read it as well and were like, I sobbed at the end. This was so good. This is literally one of the best books I've ever read. And I was like, yeah. So honestly, if you're into any kind of speculative fiction, like it almost feels like a short story. It's so good. I cannot recommend it enough, honestly. I will definitely be going back to it and reading it again in the future. I just really enjoyed it a lot. It's a fantastic book. Anyways, then Sunburn. I ended up just kind of tearing through it and loving it. Like, I love Call Me By Your Name for all the reasons that I talked about before, because it's just really like in someone's head in a moment of like feeling that your first love is so overwhelming, because when you fall in love for the first time, it is so all-encompassing, it is so intense, it is so just snuffs out everything else. However, she grew up in this like really conservative small Irish town, and she's afraid of like losing everything that she knows, which kind of ends up turning into her own internal conflict. And like maybe she turns into something that she doesn't want to be, she turns into someone she doesn't like. And I find that so compelling. People will probably have really, really mixed feelings about this, but I thought that the book was so unflinchingly honest about the uglier side of things when you fall in love for the first time, especially if it's queer, especially if you're living in a place that doesn't really accept queer love. And I just thought it was so good. I loved it so much. I don't know what it is. And let me tell ya, if you want yearning, look no further than this book. Oh my god. It's the yearniest yearn that I've ever seen yearned in my life, honestly. All she does is talk about this girl and how much she loves her. You're just in her head. And again, some people might find this incredibly boring because you're literally just in her head while she's like, wow, I love her so much. She's everything. She's the sun. She's so beautiful. She's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Constantly. It's just like stream of consciousness, all of her thoughts about like kind of going through her daily life a little bit while also being like so obsessed with this girl. And I just really, really enjoyed it a lot. It felt like a diary entry. It definitely felt very like teenaged, but at the same time, I feel like that's what made it so real. That's what made it so honest and raw and like, I don't know. I loved it a lot. There was a lot of aspects to it that I really related to in terms of like my own first love and like my own experiences growing up, also having crushes on girls. It was just everything. I love that book so much. Again, that will be another book that I will 1000% be reading again in the future. So yeah, I had a great time. This is really just reminding me to read more queer literary fiction because it's probably one of my favorite genres. It's just done so well and it's so interesting to me. And yeah, I had a great time. I definitely recommend reading these books based on what I've said about them. Just know what you're getting into ahead of time. I think they are each there for different things, but all a fun time to read. Sorry that this video didn't come out in June like I wanted it to, but life kind of kept getting in the way. Anyways, keep an eye out for more reading vlogs in the future, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, I'm sending you all my love because we're all just trying our best out here. Okay, bye, happy reading, bye bye bye.